Hey guys, welcome to another video of Saga. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about some beast mode clone perfumes that I would rather purchase than purchasing the OG. Before I go ahead, you might feel like, what is this new look all about? Nothing. My hair was kind of a mess. I needed a bandana to, just cover up my hair. And this is a new frame that I got. I don't know how it's looking. You be the judge. You let me know in the comments if it's looking, if this entire look is going well or not. Now, coming back to the topic. I have already got this comment quite a number of times. Brothers, suggest some good beast mode clone perfumes that you own. And at the same time, there has been one comment which is, OGs are OGs, man. Stop spending your money on these clones. They do not make any sense. While I agree with some of the pointers, but it's not always true. Not like the OGs are always, the best thing out there and you always need to purchase the OGs, the clones are always shit. No, not like that. So I wanted to amalgamate these two requests into one, where I talk about perfumes which are beast mode, perfumes which are clones, but also perfumes that I prefer over the OG. It could be due to the pricing, it could be due to the certain twist in the DNA, it could be anything. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the perfumes that I own, which are clones, which are beast mode, but I would rather prefer them over the OG. Okay, starting my list with the cheapest one. Now you might feel, why the crap are you, suggesting this perfume? But hear me out. The first recommendation is going to be Arabian Aroma's Old Money. And why this 250 rupees dirt cheap perfume, which you're saying that, oh my God, you're going to purchase this and you're not going to purchase the OG. Listen, the DNA of Khamrah, which basically this one is copying, has been copied over quite a lot. Every now and then a brand is now launching a Khamrah because Khamrah got really popular. Khamrah in itself is not an OG, but an inspiration in the DNA of Kilian's Angel Share. But there are so many DNAs of Khamrahs out there as of now. I'm calling Khamrah the OG and I'm calling this a clone. And then why would I want to purchase this rather than going for the Khamrah? The reason, the pricing, the overall value that this particular perfume adds. At around 250, 270 rupees for a 50 ml. This is around 1/10 in the pricing of Khamrah. And they have nailed the DNA of Khamrah, okay? Syntheticness, yes, it's there. But then again, the pricing is only 250 to 270 rupees. And Khamrah in itself is not a very well blended, oh my God, type of a perfume, okay? It also has got some alcoholic blast. It also has got some sharpness and some harshness, which settles down very quickly and then it becomes smooth. Same happens over here. The syntheticness over here also gets, settled down in the first 5 to 10 minutes. After that, it's as good as Khamrah. Let's say around 8 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10 if I compare it with Khamrah. But then again, look at the pricing, 1/10, why would I complain? If I really have to go for a Khamrah, at this point in time, I'm not going for Kawa and I'm not going for Khamrah OG. Rather, I would, if in case I really need to get the Lattafa Khamrah, I would rather go for a Khamrah Dukhan. Why? Dukhan has not got a lot of clones out there. I only know one particular house which has a clone to Khamrah Dukhan, but that is also around 70-75% over there, selling at a price point of around 1000 rupees for 100 ml. Like this, Khamrah Dukhan is like 25 to 2600. But if I really had to get the Khamrah, I would rather get an Old Money and call it a day. Smells almost identical. Beast mode. Projects for around 1 to 1.5 hours in a very strong way. Lasts like 8 to 9 hours when applied on the clothes. For some, they mention that Old Money kind of lasts days on their clothes. I am not going to say that this lasts days on my clothes, but 10 to 12 hours easily it lasts on my clothes. And for the sheer value of the pricing over here, I would rather buy this than going for the OG whenever I want to smell the DNA of Khamrah. So let's move on to the next perfume now, which is going to be Lattafa's Ameer Al Oud Intense. This I will always prefer buying over the OG, which is By the Fireplace. Why? Two things. One, it has got some twist into the DNA of By the Fireplace. And two, this is utter value for money, while still maintaining its beast mode capabilities, longevity, projection, everything. The subtle change in the DNA is they have added a little bit of different sweetness into the mixture. Along with that vanillic sweetness, you get a sweetness of some burnt sugar over here, which adds a bit of depth into the overall DNA of By the Fireplace. Blend quality wise, there is some alcoholic blast, which takes around 5 or 6 minutes or maybe 10 minutes to settle. But after that, the perfume is incredibly smooth. Also, 1 to 2 hours of very strong projection, 8 to 10 hours of longevity when applied on the clothes. A true beast, in terms of the projection and longevity. 1700 is the pricing, almost at 1/5 or 1/6 at the pricing of the OG. And this kind of makes the OG redundant for me. So rather than going for the OG, I will always repurchase Ameer Oud Intense in my opinion. You want to get a better blend, try Hypnotic Oud. It's also good, but my money goes for Ameer Oud Intense. And shout out to Alex Bloom for helping me source this perfume at a cheaper rate. A lot of the perfumes that I own over here are purchased from Alex Bloom, so I'm not going to mention them over and over and over again. But I needed to give them a shout out because they have always helped this channel. They have been pretty instrumental in giving me discounts. So why not give them a shout out, right? So that's Ameer Oud Intense from the house of Lattafa. Now moving on. The next recommendation from my end is basically a freshie. And the freshie that I'm talking about is Afnan's Rare Reef. Why Rare Reef? Reason. This is a twist in the DNA of Pacific Chill. If you know me, if you have been following my videos, you know that I really don't like the DNA of Pacific Chill. That dried fruits at the base, apricot, fig, it kind of makes the DNA pungent for me. I really don't like it. Also on top of it, Pacific Chill is an expensive perfume, 30k for an 100 ml. Also on top of that, the perfume DNA, the OG, does not last really long. This, on the other hand, kind of eradicates all the problem for me. One, the dried fruit notes, the apricots, the fig is not really present over here. The DNA is more on the fresher side and they have amped up the grapefruit. They have made it a more pleasurable and a likable DNA for me, in my opinion. Although this will resemble Pacific Chill, but it goes into the direction of its own. I love this. Also on top of that, even though it's a freshie, it projects like crazy. 1 to 1.5 hours of very strong projection, followed by a longevity of around 8 to 9 hours when applied on the clothes. That too from a freshie. All of this aspect makes this a perfume that I would any day vouch and choose and repurchase over the OG. That's Afnan's Rare Reef, selling for around 3000 rupees as of now, but a very worth it perfume. The next perfume that I want to recommend over here comes from the house of French Avenue, which is called Liquid Brune. I'm talking about Beast Mode and I'm not mentioning this. That would be injustice. Liquid Brune from the house of French Avenue is inspired by the DNA of Parfums de Marly Altair. And over here in this particular perfume, they have amped up everything. The note of praline, the note of orange blossom, the gourmand nature, ambroxan, everything over here is amped up. So much so that it's like a 1.5x version of Parfums de Marly Altair. It projects around 2 to 2.5 hours easily when applied on the clothes. The overall longevity is around 10 to 12 hours when applied on the clothes. Also, this is more potent, more stronger than the DNA of Parfums de Marly Altair. And given a choice, I would rather buy this over like buying Altair because the DNA is expensive. I mean, PDM Altair is expensive. This on the other hand is 24 to 2700. And for that pricing, the sheer amount of value, the projection and performance this provides. And by the way, this is very, very, very identical to the DNA of PDM Altair. Very identical. So much so that I think this makes the OG redundant for me. Now, let me move on to the next recommendation, which is going to be Riff's Desert the Sahara. And by far, this is one of the best inspired version of the Spice Bomb Extreme DNA that I currently own. I bought this perfume from Myntra, less than 2000 rupees, and what a perfume. What a perfume. The OG DNA, Spice Bomb Extreme, doesn't really project very strong, doesn't really last long. This, on the other hand, projects really strong, lasts really long, and at the same time creates a very good sillage. The twist that they have added into the DNA of Spice Bomb Extreme is they have amped up the citruses over here and they have amped up the sweetness a bit over here, making it a bit more citrus sweetness heavy, which starts from the top note, ends into the base note. Also, this is a very good perfume when it comes to creating a scent trail or a sillage. Very few perfumes has the tendency of creating a scent trail with you. This does. And for the pricing of around 2000 rupees, the blend quality is, exquisite. Zero alcoholic blast, lasts for around 8 to 9 hours easily when applied on the clothes, 1 to 2 hours of very strong projection. I can't really complain. If I had to just recommend one Spice Bomb Extreme inspired DNA as of now, I would say just go for this one. And given a choice between the OG and this one, I would rather choose this one than the OG, that is for sure. Now, the last recommendation that I have is going to be 9 PM Elixir. This also comes from the house of Afnan. The perfume sells for 3000 rupees but is an amalgamation of two very popular perfumes, Le Mal Elixir Absolute and Boss Bottle Elixir. You combine these two perfumes and you get this. And this I would rather choose over these two, the two perfumes that I spoke about. I'd rather choose this one. One, it's very good in terms of the blend quality, absolutely zero alcoholic blast, and at the same time the DNA is so unique, it's very hard to replicate. There is spices, there is some resinous note of elemi resin over here. Also, it has got the, the heat and the warmth of pimento. At the same time, this has got a bit of tobacco, this has got a bit of leather, this has got the note of lavender over here. It has got some honey, it has got some mint. It's a scent profile which is polarizing, but if you love dark fragrances, you will be a fan of this particular perfume, that is for sure. It's sweet, it's gourmand, it's spicy, it's thick, it's resinous all at the same time. And what a blend. But the only thing is, this is a polarizing perfume. A lot of people may like it, a lot of people may hate it. Depending on whichever you are, either you will just hate the perfume or you'll just love the perfume no matter what. In terms of the projection, 2 hours to 2.5 hours of very strong projection. Around 8 to 10 hours of longevity when applied on the clothes. And the blend quality, top notch. At around 3000 rupees, you might feel that the perfume is expensive, but just get your hands on this one, or this one for that matter, at around 3000 rupees. These two do not disappoint from the house of Afnan, that is for sure. Now, that was kind of my recommendation for the perfumes that I currently own, which falls under the category of beast mode, but I prefer over the OG. Now, there are a lot of perfumes out there which could have been a part of this list, but one, I may not own them, and number two, I may have completely forgotten about them when I was making this list. So now it's your duty. Go into the comment section and write the perfume that you feel should have made this list. One, they need to be beast mode, and two, they need to be something that you prefer over the OG. Okay? And if in case you have any queries or concerns with any of this perfume that I discussed over here, or any perfume for that matter, still use the comment section or connect with me via Instagram, which is Saga Online, and I'll try to answer all your queries as soon as possible. So with that, this is Deep signing off. I'll see you on the next one very soon. Bye-bye.